Hi, my name is Irina. Welcome to my studio and my finished journal. Look at this baby. Look at this baby. Hold on, I'll show you. There. And it's kind of pressed already, right? I closed it, I pressed it. If you don't close it, it's going to be so much bigger. And while we go through it, I have a couple more things that went into it, but I kind of not forgot, but you know, I didn't put in, it fell out, but that's okay. I just used an old sheet, bed sheet that was coffee stained right here. I didn't do anything in the back because I don't want it to fall off. I don't know if I put elaborate stuff on the front or back, I'm afraid it's gonna, you know, if you push it in and out, I don't know. I used old buttons. These are vintage buttons. I don't think I used vintage buttons anywhere else for now. But I have decided, all right, I can do 6. I will survive. And then this is embroidered flowers. And then I kind of stitched them. I cut out this piece and I have stitched cross stitch to the fabric and to this is with Amazon envelopes, right? And then you can see because I folded it over, but yeah, I put it down here. And then of course, because this has so many dangles, I put 2 dangles on the bottom too. And then I put the moose bit too. I put 2 dangles on this piece too, just because, you know, if you don't like them, you can always cut them off, or if they bug you, right? But I don't know. And then I did put a couple beads on the end of this. You know, you can't really glue them on there. I put glue there though, but they stay stuck because the hole is small and I had to push it through. And the closure is just very simple. That's all you do. You just take it out here and then you undo it, basically. I also put some beads here. You see, I don't know. Crazy beads. And I did this flap because there's a lot of stuff hanging, you know, and I didn't want to rip it off. Like if I put it somewhere, you know, if you have it like this, I don't know, I kind of think it needed a little protection, but it can be easily cut off and just stitched if that would be the wish, right? I did use my leaf stitch here on the back, but only zigzag everywhere here, and I tried to make it look a little worn, so I folded it a tiny bit here, you know. And then inside I used a different kind of fabric, very sturdy fabric inside, because the sheet is not very sturdy, and then there's only an envelope in between. She's a big baby, as you can tell. Big baby. You know, this is, if I leave her open like this, well, where would it be? If there's no squeezing involved, it's 5.5 inches. Crocodile. It's okay, it's a little alligator. I just made very simple lace pockets in the front and in the back, and I stuck a couple things in there. You know how I made from junk mail envelopes? I made these writing spots looking like an envelope with a little seal and some stamps. And I also just had cards that I layered and I put them here. It's hard for me, it's gonna be so hard to show. Oh goody, how do I show? How? So this journal, I tried to use whatever was around me. Tried to not to make new things, if that makes sense. So I see my negatives from my die cuts went into it. I had little hearts, I had pieces left over, right? So I have the whole thing. I filmed the whole thing. So if you want to see, you can go into my Making Journals playlist and see. So this is the start, right? And then I don't know how many pages is there, but I made 5 signatures this time instead of 3. I made 3, but then I decided to go with 5 because then in between there is not too much in between the signatures. Okay, this one is made from an old junk mail envelope as well. It's just a couple pages here, and then I stamped a little flower. See, so it's like writing spot, right? And this I did myself. I had it here. Like I said, I tried to use up a lot of stuff. I used up these. When I have little small pieces of fabric, I like to sew them. Because my machine does really pretty designs, and you can use them everywhere. This is just empty book pages where I stamp I have a lot of the stamped ones, and then, you know, you can use them any way you want. Okay, this is gonna be so hard. I can tell already. Can I put something underneath? Maybe, but still, what do I put underneath? One book is not even enough. Two books. Oh, 2 books is a little too much. Okay. A little corner pocket here, and same. I tried my stamps, just like with the other one. Where was it? I don't know. I tried my stamps on a piece of paper when I got them, the new ones, and then I just colored them out. It was shipping paper, and then, you know, I used it up. This doily, everything, basically everything. I used up stuff that was here. Same stamp set, you know, and then just a little corner pocket. And these I have made in my weekly projects, you know, just pieces of packaging that I covered with stuff. And I found all of these in my stash that I never use. This was same stamp set. I did draw a flower a long time ago. I drew quite a few of them. And then this is just a little pocket from a stamp set as well, you know, like you stamp things off, you try them out, and then you gotta use them somewhere. But I just keep collecting little tiny piece of paper because it's made with magicals. It's so, oh, it's so pretty. I couldn't toss it, so just stuck it here. And there will be a lot of things hanging here. You see, everywhere where there is threads, maybe not everywhere, but I tried to hang something from them, so it dangles a lot. That's why there's the protection. This has 2 butterflies on it. And I also used up the girls that I made years ago really, for my pocket journal. Oh, I see something. For my pocket letters, you know, so I tried to use it up, used up my little leftover washi tapes. Leftover little, say yes to new adventures. Yeah, that was a new adventure. And this tag went in here because it's magnetic. You see? You can just, it's magnetic. And junk mail envelope, once again, it makes 2 pockets actually. And I put the bag that I had forever. And then this one I made myself, you know, just book pages, and I have embroidered on it. I did not embroider while I was making the journal. I just tried to use up whatever has been done prior to that. And this is a pretty journaling spot, I feel like. And I collected everything from my desk, all the little pieces, and I just pinned them here. So it's like a collection. And this is how you clean up your desk. And I made this. This was just a leftover. I cut out the heart, and then I loved the shape. So I kept the scrap, and I just put some sequins in there. And as you can see, you know, all these little papers, some of them I marked myself a long time ago. And then there's one of the girls that I colored them myself, so also a long time ago. Oh, a lot of this stuff is coming from somewhere. From somewhere in my room. See, watercolor swatches on fabric, so cool, right? And then I just stick this one in, which I made God knows when, and then a little piece of leftover paper from I don't know where, but it's stenciled and it's grungy because it's coffee dyed and it has rust water on it, right? I had an envelope that somebody sent me ages ago, and oh yeah, when I was decorating it, I figured I can make everything a little pocket. This was another one, watercolor paper, just the leftover piece that I wanted to use because I liked this shape. And I needed a little heart, so I punched a heart, and then look how pretty it looks, this leftover scrap, right? And then I put everything I could find just right in there. So basically, different kinds of things, they are gold splattered, but you can write in the back on them, you know? So I feel like this is really pretty. If you can use and write, I think that has so many uses. A little tiny envelope that I have filled with little tiny things. What is all of this? I don't even know. Little piece of packaging that I cut out with my die cut. You know, just if you have been crafting for a little while, you also have all of these little pieces in your room, just like I do. And then I made a little belly band, if you want to call it this way. And then I decorated it. This is actually an envelope that flips out, and there is more cards in there. I don't know if I want to take everything out, guys, but there's more stuff that I found in my room. Once I bought a stamp from the a vintage stamp, and I just stamped it on a piece of cardstock, and now I just cut it out. I decided, okay, time to use this. It's just a lot. I'm having big troubles tossing stuff, and I can't see that far, so I cannot see the envelope thingy. Okay, what are we? A little journaling spot that, oh, the definition of love. All right, and because there was still space left, I also made a little tiny pocket here, and then I collected little tiny things from my desk or from wherever, and I stuck them in there. This is just a leftover piece of paper of something, a scrap, but it fits, you know? It's good. Oof. Now I'm just gonna put this because it kept opening up. Okay, this page has everything and anything in it. It has a couple little pieces of paper that you could write on, and I just used the leftover piece of fabric to make a little bow. I guess it's not really a bow. And then here, these are just a couple little pieces of paper, once again, that you can write on. And there was this tiny little strip of washi tape that I had that I put right on top. And then this man, he opens up. So one of the corners is not glued to the picture. So you can basically flip it, and then you have the tag in there, and then you have all of the little things in there. There's another big pocket for the tag, but here I just stuck all the little things. You can't even see because it goes farther down. Right here, can you tell? There's a pocket as well, and there are pockets as well. So all the little tiny things that I have fit right in there, which I think is amazing. And then I just stuck this in here, and we just close them up, and he keeps all of them safe, and all of the little paper leftovers are all around him. See, there's another dangle, and that's, you know, it dangles a lot in this journal. I will tell you that much. I need to hurry up. The middle page, barely did anything, like there's nothing, because I like it. Plus I put, can you tell? I don't know, there's rust water on it, and it makes it feel like it's Jesus, I forgot the word. Wallpaper. There we go. Wallpaper. This is just a paper clip. Hold on, is there anything stuck to it? I don't think so. It's just a paper clip. 2 paper clips actually, hidden inside. And because it made this pocket, I stuck little pieces in there, you know? So just, you can write more. I had this flower forever as well, so I'm so glad I used up a lot of stuff. And because this feels like wallpaper, it's stronger now. It was just normal copy paper, you know. Okay, made a pocket here, another dangle. Don't be surprised, because another dangle is coming too. Then the cards that I made and showed you in the video, and of course there will be a dangle. And this opens up, there's 1 card inside, but you can put more stuff inside, of course. And then this kind of creates the pocket. And then I close it up, and dangle. Feather I had forever. Leaf for years, many years. Somebody sent it to me. And this is just a layered piece of printable. I didn't use many printables in here, as you can tell. There's like barely anything printable in this, I would say. There, my own little masterpiece. I think I did it on video as well. It's so easy, and I cannot draw, and I drew this, and I like it. I think it looks really cool. And then I stamped on here, and of course another dangle, right? But this is a journaling spot, and I just put 2 strips of paper on top and bottom. It's a little bit, not really complicated, I would say, but it holds it in here, you know? So I like it. I wanted to see the whole thing because it's pretty, you know, but I also wanted to have it as a journaling spot. So I figured, how do I put it somewhere to be visible? So just made the 2 strips. Another one of the fabrics was the swatches. Another piece that was here, I just stuck to my page. Same here, you know, there are fabric pieces stuck here and there. Paper pieces that I had laying around. I made this vase with the flowers a long time ago, and inside is just a couple cards. Just swatches, right? You take a piece of paper, you put some swatches on it. I love doing that because I love watercolors. Even though I cannot do much with them, I do as much as I can. There's a little bee. I love this little girl. I don't know. whenever I done this, it reminds me of my childhood for something, so for some reason so much. I don't know, we used to do this with our pencils, so I don't know. But this is very, very simple page, right? I sprayed it so the charcoal is not gonna come off, you know. Another junk mail envelope, another piece of fabric that is just randomly stitched. This one has a little closure here. I made it later because I don't like things doing that. You know, if you turn the page and they start flipping around or flopping around, I don't like it. So that's the junk mail envelope. You know, you can put stuff inside here, you can write here, whatever you want to do. It's also a pocket where I didn't put anything. Well, it's a belly band, I would say. Yeah, it's more of a belly band. And then you just move this on top and it's gonna hold. And there is another dangle, and I'm thinking right now, should I put something inside just so people see that it's a belly band? All right, I just stuck a card in there. I have so many cards. Okay, this is another junk mail envelope. Well, look at here. Another one opens like this. I did see there's glossy accent on the picture, and I don't know why I'm explaining everything. You know, there's wire. I made everything on cam, and I wanted the flower to be visible, so I had to glue it here on the edge, and just decorations from leftover pieces, right? And then there is a little flip up, and this is just the negative from those stickers, which I thought would be cool to just glue somewhere. I didn't want to toss it. And this is one of mine. I have another one right here I have to put somewhere. But you know, leftover of fabric on leftover of paper, it's amazing what you can do with little scraps and pieces. You can just put them all on top of each other. This is a big pocket right here. I sell those in my store, but in a zigzag, so whenever I have leftover pieces of paper, I just sew in different designs. A little baggie made of just book page, shipping paper, a piece of, what is a tea bag, I think. And in a lot of spots I put little words or quotes. So I had a principle that I didn't know how to use, so I fussy cut them, and I was like, I'm not doing anything with those. But now it's a card, it's a journaling card. And same thing, stamped off some stamps to see how they're gonna look like. I did make this color, I colored the flower, I drew the flower, and I colored the flower, and then I put it between two, what are they called? I don't know, these papers. I forget, but you can still see it, right? So tracing paper, there you go. And it's just pretty and decorative. Did this one myself as well. My little Picasso painting. I think I made a video on this one too. It must be in my gigantic box of ideas. Look, it's so easy to make and so pretty. And this is a journaling card now. And this is a little pocket from, I believe, junk mail envelope. It feels like it. Okay, this was my first signature here. And you see, in the first one, there is that much. You can just put a finger here. But if I would have made 3, there would be a big gap. So I had to make 5, you know, 5 signatures. All right, what's here? Junk mail envelope that I have decorated in this way, so you can't even tell anymore. There's one of my leaves here, and this is junk mail envelope. There's a lot of junk mail envelopes in here, and this is just a little pretty thing. Where is the, I'm trying to figure out, because there's a bead right here as well. I was wondering, where does the bead go? I think it's just to make it pretty here, but there's just a picture in here and a piece or 2 of papers, so you can write on. And then it has this tool on top, another dangle, don't be surprised. So this has some beads on there as well, because I love beads. There's beauty and simplicity, because that's just a junk mail envelope. You can write in the back all of the sewing. These are all the little strips of coffee dyed papers that I had, and then I have woven them, I guess that would be the right word. So yeah, I'm the ultimate scrap and leftover and junk mail envelope person, I guess, because I like to use up trash. I don't like to throw away things, okay? I just don't. So I try to make as much as possible with them. I was stamping off something as well, so I saved it, and look, this somebody sent me in the mail a little failed die cut because it didn't cut right, and a little piece of book page. You can put everything. That's what I'm saying. You can just, if you glue one thing on top of the other thing, you will get to a pretty spot, okay? There we go. What is this? This is a book page. I think it's in a different language. Another stamp off on a shipping paper. More dangle. Look at that. I think this was a dangle. Hold on. Yeah, that's a dangle. What about you? You are a dangle, and then there are a couple beads in here too. And then just little pieces. Like this one, packaging. It's packaging you can see from, what are they called? Napkins. Napkins? No. Tissues. Tissues. So I cut an oval. I distressed it. I put some gold splatters on it. And then in the front, I had another picture that I cut in an oval and put some glossy accent. Can you tell? I don't know. Yeah, put some glossy accent on it. But I like it that you can still tell that this was packaging, you know. And then I stuck stuff in there. Just stuff from wherever. This was in one of my pocket letters like 8 years ago, you know. I made a little card. This is just the inside because I was cutting frames, and then it cuts you these. So of course I'm using these too, right? And I had a little piece of printable there. Okay, a little piece of fabric, you know, cut off of this part. It was just all little pieces there. And I'm looking right now. I think I need to glue this one with, because I glued it with double-sided tape. I'm not sure if it's gonna hold like I want it to hold. Let me fix this. I just put a little glue in here, just in case. I tried to stick it inside and here as well. Okay, let's move on. Oh yeah, leftovers. I die cut these for my store, and then there's always a piece of paper left, which I just cut without the tab, as you can tell, right here. You see? They actually have a tab, but because I go cut this way, the piece of paper is too small. So it has this is a backwards tab, I guess. And once again, every little snippet of paper I collected, I just glued on top. And I made one of these and another from my same stamp set. You know, just all the things. I had this one made a while ago. This one was from a printable. And like I said, there are a couple pieces, but not too much, I would say, on a little faux stamp. And this is just, I believe, a sticker, but that was decorative. And in here, I also had my little rose, I believe. Hold on. Oh, like that, like this, and this stamp goes in here, just for a pop of color, you know. And you can write in the back, I guess. Okay, I had this book page that I put, I don't know, it crinkled completely, but I so like the design, and you will see on the other side. And then I had this leftover piece of paper where I punched circles that I needed for my dangles, and I liked it so much that I have decided I'm gonna use this backwards, basically, my negative here as well. And this is just a little card packaging. And yeah, what should I say? I know I repeat myself, but little leftovers of papers. Okay, everything here is little leftovers of papers, basically. Okay, on the other side, oh my god, this die cut I had for ages. It opens up more, but I have glued it. I die cut to try, right? When I first got it from AliExpress, it has been years. And then I never cut it again. Oh my, I know it sounds so bad, but I never did. And this would fly around in my room. At this spot, you know, I was just moving back and forth. But now I stuck pieces of paper on top, and I made a little bag out of it, or pocket, big pocket, because there's a lot of space. Same here, see? Little pieces of everything I could find on my desk. And then this little leftover, I just stuck papers in there. Leftover papers, basically, right? Leftover papers and the leftover file folder thing where I have decorative corners. Same stamp set, just glued it on top. Wonderful. This I made just as a project a while ago, and it fits right in here. So why not, right? An envelope that somebody sent me a card in, I believe. And then this has packaging, book page. What else? A little tracing paper, maybe? Oh no, this is packaging, different kind of packaging. And then a picture on top, sew it all around. There we go. We have a huge journaling card. And same here, packaging. And then packaging on top, another piece of packaging on top. All the leftover tiny pieces from my desk, some dangles. Wonderful. You see, you don't need much. Don't need much. You just need leftovers. Okay, and this is a negative as well from a die cut I have with love on another page, and I had this because it looked so good. I wanted to use it, so I did, and I just stapled it, and there we go, right? Junk mail envelope, and this was a window at first, but I don't know what I was doing, drying something, and then the heat came on here and it melted a hole in there, and I love it so much. So it's so much grungier now because there is a hole. It's a big pocket. Can you tell now that there is a hole? It looks so amazing. This one I made myself a while ago. You see, I did some embroidering here, and then these are all beads, so I wanted to have a design. So I put a design of beads in there, and it says, for still there are so many things that I have never seen. In every wood, in every spring, there is a different green. You know, because there are so many different greens on here. And if anybody of you have watched me when I was making pocket letters, I hated green. I really hated green. And now look at me. I made a completely green card. Green card. Well, that's good. All right. Look at this. I showed in one of my videos for my... This is from Boyhood Art. For my book of ideas, I made some too. This is so pretty. There's just no explanation to this. Collect beautiful moments, you know, with the girl on the bottom. This one I made a while ago too. I think I made it for my other journal, and then it became too much. As it always does. This has some dangles too. Look at that. And it's a shaker. It's just a book page that I folded and made into a shaker. And there's a lot of mixed media stuff on this one. Okay, next. Oh, this is the other. I will show you. See, this is the other side of it. It's so sturdy now. Plus, I love it. It has this effect. Oh, I'll show you this first then. Just a book page, because it was not enough. I glued another piece of paper there, and it made a little pocket for my little drawing in yellow, plus my little drawing on top, and a piece of jeans with beads, of course, because, you know, I've been using beads like crazy, beads on the paper clips. I don't know. Okay, here just a little piece of paper, one of those, and one of the quotes. Simple. This one I have forever, I don't even know where I got it, and I still have more. Punch decorative corners. Another girl that I made a long time ago, so I didn't make it for this journal. I didn't make this for this journal. You know, a lot of things I did not make for this journal. Another junk mail envelope. This time it's a pocket, and this is just in between of two envelopes. I showed everything in my books of ideas probably. And the card that I tried something out on, and then I didn't know how to proceed. And now it's a journaling card. I have some here, and you can see here is rust water. I love it. I love it. It's just so different. And it makes a nice background for the brown pieces here as well. Okay, another big journaling spot. A card I made. Why am I explaining everything? Maybe because, you know, I want you guys to do that too. Those things are all really simple. They don't need a lot of supplies. I marked paper myself, shipping paper, white paint, make marks on it, book page, another book page, just a piece of cheesecloth, a picture on top, you know, a word here, staple it with a normal stapler, done. Stamp it, or don't stamp it, or, you know, draw something on top, sew it around, don't sew it around, whatever you want to do. But this is I have big stencils. I take white pieces of paper, and with my leftover, when I watercolor something, and the dirty water, if it's the same color, like sometimes I watercolor green a lot, right? So it's green water. I would put it on my paper with the stencil in between, and it makes such pretty papers. I'm just telling you, you know, just do it. Do something. I would really like for people to do things. There's my butterfly. Butterfly goes in here. Okay, this is third. Yeah. Had these stickers forever as well. The banner. Just put it on there. Same, I made, this is packaging in between, you know. Same thing. Same thing. Journaling card done for you. This is a junk mail envelope, you know. And I just stuck stuff on top. Stuff on top of stuff. And I filled the little, see this little envelope that I filled. I know it's too much. Just a little leftover piece of paper that can be used as a journaling spot. Then I did distress this butterfly on a piece of cardstock, and it looks so pretty that it became a journaling spot by itself. You know, cut out this from a chocolate packaging, stamped of this, I guess, a long time ago though, and I just put a little bit of eyelash trim on top, and I had this feather forever in 3 days. And then I also actually stuck the butterfly in here. It's just a punch out. It's a full one. Yep, and this keeps this from flapping, which I love. I had this number forever. You know, it's just a lot of little things. There was a Tim Holtz flower that lost its head, you know, so I only had the this part of it, so I used it. You know, don't toss your stuff. I don't, well, toss your stuff. I don't want you to end up like I am. Oh my god, it has been half an hour. See, just a little leftover piece of something. I stamped off my new stamps, probably I tried. And then the 2 cards with a dangle, of course. There's bling and there is beads, right? It's a journaling card, and this one I drew myself as well. Very easy, very easy. I splattered it with a heat emboss. Yeah, with the powder, and then I heat embossed it. It's gold, you can tell. And I had butterflies sent to me a long time ago. Ooh, hold on. I think I forgot something. I think she's, yes, I forgot that the butterfly was magnetic. I thought it was glued on. No, it's magnetic. Bloop. Yes, it is. See? You could turn it if you wanted to. I forgot. I totally forgot. No, I love interactive stuff, you know. Bloop. Oh, this was a piece of packaging. It was a plastic bag. And I had this in books. You know, and one of my books was this frame, and then it said part 1 or something in the middle, and I loved the frame so much I wanted to use it, so I did. And I stuck the frame from one side on this plastic bag, and on the other side, see, I stuck this journaling spot, and she is in between, you know, so she's behind the plastic. So basically it's decorative, and then you can journal. I put some painter's tape so it just doesn't rip when I sew it. So there's another one on the other side, you know, the second part. I made these for my book of ideas long time ago. See, they're just decorative. And then in the back you could journal a little bit if you wanted to. But they're just decorative and I like them. And they're interactive, right? Okay, it's a wonderful life. Just once again, all the leftovers I had stuck on top of each other, put a quote on top. You're golden. Here I collected, this frame is made out of packaging too. I was trying something out and I just put it over a card, so it basically frames the butterfly now. It's just a loose frame. And all of these 3 are journaling cards. I did it myself. I wanted to try something out, so I did, and then I used it as a journaling page. There's everywhere there's gold splatters. Everywhere, actually. Alright, okay. This big thing is just about them, you know. So they are a journaling card. Then you have a little tag here that you can journal on. Just, I stamped some stamps and then I coffee dyed them, and I had a little tiny heart somewhere, so this became a journaling spot. And as you can see, the ones that I use as decorative pieces, I like to distress them, and then the paper that I distress them on becomes really decorative in itself. It becomes basically decorative paper as a journaling spot. Put a little together on top. This was a leftover die cut. This was a leftover die cut. You know, it's just my little leftovers here. Okay, we're gonna put those 2 together. And because they are together, you know, you and me, I put there. But this is a belly band now, which holds this. Oh, look, the guy who didn't go into the pocket. I had these forever in 3 days too. I pretended like I put staples in. And this is a little envelope. I didn't glue it. You can open it up right on the envelope itself. And then there are little tiny things like what do they do after they get married? They go on travels, you know, places we go, little camera in here. You can just journal on every little piece if you wanted to, you know. And then it just goes here into the belly band. Why not? Right? Okay, another one from my... It was a whole stamp set, so I just stamped it. I didn't even take it off plastic because I like to see what it's gonna be, and then I just colored it, you know. On shipping paper it is. A new beginning. And then there is my leftover. I do a lot with junk mail envelopes, and then I have leftover pieces, right? And then book piece, and this one I must have stamped off to clean my stamp, so I used this one too. And staple. Done. I tried out the die here as well, as you can tell. This cuts into the paper. It's from Tim Holtz. This was, I don't know how long in my possession. And then I have this that I didn't glue the envelope, so you can open it up actually, and there are some writing spots, right? So just put something into something. I stenciled it from the inside, so it's not super white, right? But there we go. This goes inside the pocket, and then this goes on top, so it basically decorates it a little more good, because it's a very brown gray page, right? There's a little color. Okay, paperclip holds two things, one here and one from the other side. The little girl in a little pocket and a little journal. I love it. I used magicals. Look at that. I just love the result. And then the back is so, I love the result. I can't help myself. I just love it. And it's a very pretty background for the girl, you know. So you stick her in there and she's pretty. And then I just used this as a little tuck spot for a couple cards. And she goes on here, and she will be, hold on, paper clipped. And then we turn it around. Very old bow I had laying around, little pieces I had laying around. See, just a little leftover from a lace. Just stuck it here. Tiny piece of paper. This is what I collect. I collect tiny pieces. And I'm not lying. I collect tiny pieces of paper. There are even tinier pieces than that in this box here. It's crazy. And another dress that is now a journaling card, because it's also decorative, right? This is junk mail envelopes leftovers, and I just watercolor on them, and then it becomes something pretty, something decorative, and you can write on it. My rusted paperclip, which is falling apart, it's holding one of my watercolored cards. It's in my book of ideas as well. See, it's so pretty, and I'm telling you, it's not made for I don't know, amazing artists. This is so easy to make because I cannot draw, and look at that. I love it. It has some dangles, and I punched the dangles, as you can tell, and then I like the paper so much that I just stuck it on here. This is just what I do. Oh, this is with love. Remember we had the negative there? Yeah, you can never have too much happy, and I just stuck stuff that I had on there, right? On the next page, same thing. I had this die forever and 3 days. Just put some bling on. I even used bling in this journal. I can't believe that. I had this watercolor. No, this is with markers. For years, it was in my stash. I did it myself, and for years I didn't know how to use it. And now it's a journaling card. And here, just a little book page that has nothing on it, a little stamped image, and of course a dangle. It's just two circles. You know, there's nothing special, but it looks so good. And this is decorative, right? Another piece of packaging. I believe those were flowers packaged in here. And I put some a flower, I fussy cut inside of it, or a lot of flowers. And then there's a little Tim Holtz guy. I gave him some wings, don't forget to fly. Just stuck stuff on there that I had in my stash. A little card. This was from Dollar Tree, but you can, you know, you can write on it. And this piece, I love it. I love it. I learned from Boyhood Art once again. Why is there's something on top? Little scrap. You know, your limitation is only your imagination, you know. It's so pretty. I made it for my book of ideas. If you want to know how to make this, it's really, really easy. And you can, actually it's self-explanatory, but I forget sometimes that there are people who just start out and really don't know how to make anything yet, right? Okay, I had this little tab or tag that I stuck here on top, and I just put all the little pieces in here. Why not? Strips from decorative papers that are on top of the, you know, 12 by 12 sheets that you actually rip off, and then you have leftovers. I stuck on top of each other. Today I am excited about everything. This one I drew myself, and this is just holding it. So this is basically for writing. You could write like this, and then you just stick it back into the strips and you're good. It's decorative and it's holding it. It doesn't flop around. Oh, this is the second part of my artist evening. I drew some more flowers. I like them. I don't know. Oh, this is the second part of the plastic. This is, I drew this myself as well. Yeah. A journaling card. I love it. And then I made it in a way that this frames the plastic. This is plastic and has two frames. So it frames the flower. I love it. And then if you flip it, it's going to frame this flower. See? And I love it too. And I have some bling here. This is just a journaling card. Remember at the beginning I showed you exactly this flower, but on the book page? Yeah. Look, it's so easy. If you want to know, like I said, just go to my book of ideas and you will find it. Okay. Oh, this is a junk mail envelope. Hold on. It holds both of them together. Negatives. Punched butterflies. Kept the negative. Why? Because I like it. You know, just, it's self-explanatory here. And here it just made, I drew this flower myself as well, as you can tell. It's easy too. And I put it on a little cardstock. I stamped the flower, the butterfly on, I think this, a book page or just a piece of paper that was there. And this is a little like a bookmark. I don't know. I laminated this piece of paper a long time ago. It was laying around here, but I thought it was so pretty. It made this page pretty. And here I just stuck stuff on top of stuff. Once again, so easy peasy. I did, see, those are strips of these paper pads as well. I didn't know what to do, so I would glue them on copy paper, and then I will die cut them. At least I find something to do with them, right? And I took this die cut and I just used it a little different. You actually fold it, but I left it open, so it's focus on the good journaling card. Plus it has the pockets here, right? And I think it's a good way to use them too. You know, you don't always have to use dice in a way they were supposed to use, right? You can always do something different. It's been 41 minutes. It can be. It's incredible. Look, another junk mail envelope piece that was left over. Stuck a couple papers on it, drew a couple hearts. There we go. All I can draw is hearts. But it's effective. Of course, a dangle. And then this butterfly becomes a pocket because I have glued it only on the sides and here on the bottom. Isn't that amazing? I learn something new every day. Hold on, this one has to go on the left, so the dangle is as high as possible. And this one goes on the right. Hold on. Oh. Everything needs to be how it's supposed to be. And then this one closes up. And where did my paper clip go? It clips the flower. It clips this shut. Love this family. So I didn't do much here. There was a stamp paper, as you could tell, made myself again. It's just distressing stuff on top of normal paper. And this is picture perfect. I really love this picture. I don't know why, but those are one of my favorites from Tim Holtz. It's a journaling card now, and another card I made with magicals. Look at this shine and different colors. I just love it. I just love it. So it's basically the background for them. And here I have one that I drew myself. Oh, it got stuck somewhere. No, drew myself. It's a journaling card now. And then this, hold on, shipping paper. It's just a little shipping paper that I layered with some book page, sew around, found this card, stuck it in, found stuff, stuck it on top, there we go. And this is a little bell. I love the sound. And there, see, I cleaned my stencil. I don't know if you can tell. Can you tell? Hold on, let me zoom you in. Can you tell? Yeah. This just cleaned my stencil, but it gives this book page something so different, in my opinion. It's just, you know, an empty book page. And I stuck stuff that I found here, and it says, the journey is the destination, because it is. Same here, made this from my book of ideas, one of them, and one I had here, so I stuck it in here. Here, I had this frame, let me show you. I mean, if you didn't watch my videos, how I made this, just to show you, like, this was an oval, but I needed a smaller oval, so I cut it smaller. And to start cutting, I had to go through this, right? So there was not connected, this part was not connected. But I liked it so much because I heat embossed it in gold. So I basically stuck a piece of paper and then a piece of ribbon on the not connected part, and I connected it. And now it's a frame for my little part. I'm just telling you, trash is not always trash. trash always has possibilities. Okay, super pretty piece of paper. Left it as is. Another one of my flowers that I drew. All good things take time. Flowers take time to grow. This is oatmeal package. You can tell. Hold on, this has a dangle that you can actually pull on to get the card. See? Another card. Just junk mail envelope. Different heart, but they're oatmeal. So just stuck some paper on it. I put some beads on it, some strings here, and it looks amazing. I believe this idea is from Bollenhood Art as well. It's a German channel. Okay, hold on. Let me try and close this. It's just a little, see, I stuck it here, and if you stick it underneath this, the flap stays closed. And the dangle can be outside. Just a little card I made with my gorgeous girl. So, a little big card though, not a little. I love this. See, for the middles of the signature, I didn't do much. And I didn't even tell you, I have sewn this with my sewing machine to this part, which worked perfectly, as you can tell. I didn't even have to hand sew like 5 stitch, 3 stitch, no. Here, another girl that I colored a while ago, and I just stuck another flower here. I made a little pocket with nothing, with a strip of paper, and I stuck it here so it can be visible through the window. And because there was space in here, see, more of these strips from the paper pads, and I stuck a little tag in there because there was space. And now you can see the flower and the girl, and you used another envelope. Here are just some ripped off pieces of book page. I had this napkin glued on the book page, and I loved it so much, so I glued it on the page, and then I used all these little pieces. And dangles, can you tell? These are little bows. I have dangles on top of dangles. For right now, I love making dangles. I don't know why, but this is my favorite now. Another junk mail envelope piece with some hearts, with some dangles. This was left over from my other journal. It's been a long time, but finally I used it as a pocket here now. And I colored this flower many years ago. Okay, this says happiness, and I also stuck some bling here and there. I love that part because I used to love bling so much. Okay, journaling card and some dangles. How could we live without dangles? We can't live without dangles anymore. I forget. Tracing paper on top of book page, I believe. Yep. And then this, I love it. I know I'm telling you all the little stories, but it has so much meaning to me. I don't know. This was a piece of a book. Very, very old book. You know how on top of the books they have these different colored things? And I couldn't toss this. So just made a tab for the girl out of it. I love that. It's so special. And flower, and it says my best friend, because whoever has this journal, this girl is their best friend. Okay, same like I showed you before, but in smaller. There's book page on top of packaging and picture. Oh, you saw the man, right? Where was he? In the back of one of my signatures. This man, I believe. I cut out of here. He was here, so there was an oval. And I liked the rest of it. I'm like, I'm not tossing this. So I got this boy and I stuck him inside and his wings outside. So he was not on there. I stuck him into the oval that I die cut. So basically, for my leftover, I made this and I love it so much. This is for packaging too, actually. I cut it from packaging and I have some leftover pieces, a lot of little tiny pieces, and just stuck this here. And it makes him perfect, right? It's perfect, in my opinion it is. Another girl, hold on, there's a card, no dangle, no dangle. And then she is actually, hold on, stuck right here. There's 3 pages, you can tell. This is the first one, and her feet hold her. And this is from junk mail envelopes. Leftovers, just leftover strips from junk mail envelopes. And then the first page, you just you bend it a little, and you stick her feet inside so it doesn't flip around, see? It just stays closed. It's a little closure. It's a little trick. Okay. My belly band with the sliding thing. Nobody will know that there is same trick. It holds it closed. And we have writing spot. And then you bend it a little and you push it inside of this. And it's closed, you know. Paper clip here. Hold on. But we have, this is from Tracy Fox, I believe, from one of her challenges. It's just folded. I don't want to tie another bow, but it's just folded piece of paper. like that. And then you can, if you want to, fill it up with some little things, and here you can write on. And it's stuck with a little bit of, washi tape on the back. And then you just make a bow, which I didn't want to make, because I didn't want to open it up, but I did. It's not too much, but sometimes my hands just don't want to do what I want to do. This is a paper clip here, which I just put a paper clip in between of 2 pieces of cardstock. I had a leftover die cut here, and I put dream, some glossy accent, a flower, perfect. This is stamped off flower, some stamps here, perfect, right? This is holding the last thing here, so that's why it's there. Hold on, let me clip it. And I wanted it to be pretty on both sides, so it's not really like holding too much. There is not too much tension on it, so you could stick more stuff on there. Made it myself, just, you know, marks on paper. Basically just marks on paper. And then I wrote some stuff here. So, I don't know. I love it. And last signature. Guess what? Made it myself. I had all this stuff laying around. Can you imagine? And I'm not even, I don't think I made a dent in things that I made myself and just keep collecting, right? Or junk mail envelopes, or negatives, or trash that I keep collecting. But hey, there we go. Very easy. Watercolor as well. Had all this stuff laying around, you know, I rip off postage stamps from envelopes when they come in, and I rip them off with a little bit of paper so I can stick them like that. Flower, a little die cut left over from packaging, quote on top, perfect, we're golden. Again, strips of paper glued on normal paper, copy paper, and then I die cut this big butterfly out of it, and I loved the negative so much that I actually used it. I put plastic in the back. Now it's a pretty pocket, plus you can see the things that are in the pocket. How amazing is that? This, by the way, is from junk mail too. The piece from junk mail. But this is a principle. I have sewn both together, which makes the page a little stronger. I remember my embroidery days, not too long ago. I've embroidered something, I made a pocket out of it. I stuck the girl on top. Packaging. This is packaging from stamps, or, you know, anything by like stickers. Everything is packaging. And then I don't toss it, I collect it. And see, leftover thread from my sewing machine. And dangles. Of course, dangles. Somebody sent this to me, and this was cut out already. So I just stuck something in between. Look, it's interactive, it moves a little. And yeah, same here. When I was making those hearts I showed you for this was the watercolor. And because I splattered, it splattered the watercolor paper next to it. And when I cut it out, I have a little piece left over. I cannot do much with this piece, but I love it because there's gold splatters. So just use it as a pocket. Because why not, right? I believe there was something else in this pocket. Oh, I think this was in there. Yep, I think you were in there. Yep, you were. Okay, just, you know, once again, everything is leftovers. I had a little piece of fabric. I made a tab. I put some beads on top. I'm good. See? And here the same. I believe this was the part that came out of here. That's probably made for making cards. Somebody sent it to me. But yeah, stick it in there. It's a pocket. I made dangles. I don't know if you can tell. There are circles punched out of paper. But I love the negative so much that I just stuck it here, and it has circles now. I don't know. Sometimes, you know, I can go too crazy with stuff. Okay, let me see. This is just a little, you know, curtain for the lady. I put some stitching. I put some beads here, and the lady comes out. And then there is a journaling spot. And then you can push the lady back in. Oh, hopefully I can. My hands are very so. But I seem to be able to. Oh, where did you go? There you go. And then you close the curtain. And I put a little weight on this so, you know, it stays there. Okay. Made a little pocket out of this. Dangle. Just the leftover piece I had, I drew something on it. You know, I actually, yeah, watercolor this. It's so easy. It's so easy. Leftover envelope, right? You can tell. junk mail envelope. I stuck a little stamped piece on top. Now it's a journaling card. You know, these I had forever in 3 days. I didn't know what to use pink because I was not a colorful person for a very long time. And now I have colors in my journal. It's incredible. However, moving on. This is a jar that I cut out with I stamped it and then I fussy cut it. But it's on the book page. And I cut another piece so it made a pocket. You saw that, right? So this is basically one sticker, but it has a pocket here. And it's a pocket in itself. With one more of the packaging cards with dangles. Oh my god, it's exhausting already. I've been, oh my god, 55 minutes. Who has a flip through for 55 minutes? Leftover pieces of paper. I made a wax seal, and it didn't work out, but I didn't want to, you know, you can melt them again, but I was like, why not? I just keep it. Now it's here. And then my big jar has a baby jar right here. One lady that I made for my book of ideas, just swatches that you can use as your, what you call it, journaling spot. And then there's a little card in here, just so there's one more. This is just for color, you know, a little color on this page. Junk mail envelope. How often will I say that? And then I had this swatch on leftovers. I have a lot of little leftovers of cardstock. When I do stuff for my Etsy store, I get leftovers and I don't toss them, so I put some swatches on it. I coffee dyed it, looks good, and I made a pocket out of it for my 3 little things here. And the flower is decorative, plus you can write in the back, you know. And this is just a junk mail envelope and my Julie knitting doll that I have decorated and gave her wings, and you can write on the back. I love that. She is you know, you need to be a little careful with sticking her in, but because I love her so much, she's staying here. And it says, with brave wings she flies, because she got wings, right? Just a little piece of leftover paper I had, and it had these drops of coffee on it, and I could not stop myself from using it. This is the same like the lady. It comes out, right? So you can write in the back. And then this, see, another one I used as a pocket. I put this in a little straw because it's just decorative, but I wanted to use it. It's another one of the butterflies. I had a magnetic one. It's all gold splatter, just in case you were wondering. So, done this a long time ago. I just heat embossed the butterfly a little bit, you see? So, but I want it to be decorative as well when I stick stuff in somewhere. This is one of my little drawings that I cut out and stuck on top, and then the butterfly just goes here, and she's just decoration. Little pop of color right there. I can't believe I'm saying that, little pop of color. This middle page I just left as is because it has this pretty butterfly on there. You know, you can write on the wings, and it's gold splattered. It looks so pretty. Another piece of this. I can't believe I didn't decorate a page or two, because actually I do it on every page. Guess what? Another junk mail envelope that holds, oh, is it clipped? No. The lady, where you can write in the back. Oh, why did I throw away the lady? It's just a little postcard that I have stenciled. Look, this is from Michelle's puzzle. She puzzled this, so I took the paper, and then the lady should actually stay right here. And stuff on top of stuff, literally. I was just gluing one on top of the other. And let's say, guess what, right there, a dangle. A dangle on a wire piece, so it doesn't really move too much. Once again, junk mail envelope. Let me take this off. My daughter's boyfriend drew a flower. I watercolored it. Not all who wander are lost. Little pieces of leftover papers from books, and I just stamp on them, so they become actually little journaling spots, in my opinion. And there is a bunch of them, you know. I have a whole bunch done already. And junk mail envelope, just a junk mail envelope, where you can, this is a pocket now, I believe. Hold on. Oh, come on. Come on, hands. There we go. This is a pocket. And then at the back you can write, you know. So, and then, where was my clip? Right here. My hands are not good, so it takes me a little longer to clip stuff. There we go. Was it here? No, it was not here, girl. Oh, that wasn't here. It was on the smaller piece of it was right here. My book tried to trick me. Oh wow, 1 hour flip through. Who is gonna watch 1 hour flip through, girl? But I'm not doing this again. It's so much to go through though. Just a little card. This is a floating pocket here. I think this was from what's her name? She does the daily challenges. I just said it and I forgot it already. Roxy's weekly challenge. I don't know. It's a pocket on a piece of book page, and now it's a journaling spot, and I have a little card stuck in there. And it's just floating pocket, self-explanatory. Did you see that? Looks so pretty. This is coffee dyed and rust water. I don't know if you can tell. Hold on. Can you tell? And then I stenciled roses on top. It doesn't look for me like it looks for you. It's so pretty. I don't know. Well, however, stick this back, girl. We're almost done, okay? We're almost done. Another junk mail envelope. Okay, I need to remove the paper clips so I can free him up. Opens up like this. You can write on it. There's nothing. There is a pocket right here on top. See, I just glued a little piece of, I punched this out, and this is a pocket in itself. There's nothing in there though. And because there was a paper clip, it holds his legs so he doesn't flip around as well. Is it a he or maybe a she? I don't know. Okay, little envelope that I have sewn in a way that not an envelope, but it's just a pocket. Now, you know, you can stick stuff in there. And of course, dingles. I cannot live without dingles. I mean, look at this. Aren't they pretty? It's dingles. Dingles on top of dingles. And the paper clip is holding it. Okay, this is just so pretty. It has gold splatters on it. Okay, my own embroidery again. And dingles. What should I say? Beads and dangles. Okay, and just a little card right here. I put eyelash trim on there, and the girl with the beads. Perfect, love it. One of the tags I made, and I thought this page is so pretty already. I don't want to take away from it, so I just stuck this in there. You know. Okay, last page. Last dangle, guys. Last dangle. Right here. See? Another negative from the butterfly. I think this is the second part. The one I did with plastic, and the other one I just cut around, you know, and it became, I don't know, a decorative part, I guess. And this is a paint chip that I wanted to use, and I stuck a piece of, what do you call it? Hold on. I don't know. I don't think it was a printable, but it's a tab now. I think it might need to go on thicker paper though. I don't know, because it's so long, but actually it went in smoothly. An old piece of paper I had that I made a card out of, and these are just very simple pockets, you know. I put freight check on them, I have sewn them on top, and then an invisible stitch, as it seems, you cannot see where I have sewn it. And I like that you can see through them, and I didn't want to do too much to the cover, because it's a lot already, right? And this one was just a smaller one, smaller version of it. Okay, and there's that, you know? Look at this. Where did you get here from, little baby? I love it. I love it. But the thing is, you have to push it a little bit to be able to close it too. I mean, you can leave it unpushed, I guess. But yeah, I would like for it to close up. It closes up no matter what, but I would like for it to not to be that fat. There you go. I guess. See? But they are all protected now, and that's my reasoning. I like it. Dangles. I love this burlap thing here. It fits everything. You know, my room looked like a bomb has exploded here, but after all of that, in my opinion, I found everything that I wanted. You know, everything that was really, I didn't know what I was looking for until I saw it, right? So I had to look at everything. And then I think this is perfect for this journal. I think it is. Just with all the things I have, you know, and reuse, and reusing the bed sheet, for example. Perfect. I love it. All right. Okay, that's it. 1 hour, 4 minutes. It's incredible. But there was also so much stuff. And one paper clip was left over. What did we not clip? What did we not put back? And I still didn't find a spot for this girl, so I don't know. I might find it somewhere. I hope you enjoyed it, you know. Let me know. Do you like it? I mean, there is so much work in this one. When I was making it, I think I have over 30 episodes. So there you go, 30 hours, right? Plus all of the things, or a lot of the things in there I made already before. So it's so much work and so much. I think this one has the most amount of myself in there because I have all of these things that I made in there. So it's incredible. I love it. It goes into my collection of journals. I don't know, every time I see my journals, I think, hey, I'm gonna post them now. But I can only post the ones that I could say bye-bye to, or where I feel good about. Alright, guys, I hope you enjoyed it. I'm so sorry it's been so long, but you have seen how many pieces are there, right? Okay, I hope you guys are all healthy and happy and having a great day, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.